Welcome back! My name is BALLERSCUBA. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1979, and today we're going to talk about the Atari home computers. Our story starts with the release of the Atari VCS in 1977. When the console was released, the engineering team felt that the console had around a 3-year lifespan before it would become obsolete. So, they began working on a replacement that could be released in 1979. During this time though, the home computer market, thanks to the Apple II, TRS-80 and Commodore PET, had grown substantially. So Ray Kassar, the CEO of Atari, changed the project from a console to a computer. The computer used a MOS Technology 6502B processor, an upgraded version of the 6502. Capable of twice the maximum speed. With a combination of 2 chips used just for graphics, the new computer was able to create graphics far above anything on the market or even in development at the time. Atari decided to split their design into 2 models. These were known internally as Candy for the lower end version and Colleen for the higher end version, named after 2 of Atari's secretaries. The Candy version was designed to be a home console, but in early 1979, it was decided that the Candy version would also be a home computer. Atari needed a BASIC interpreter for their new computers, as BASIC had become the main programming language for home computers. Atari originally wanted to use Microsoft BASIC, but found that it took up too much space on the cartridge. So Atari reached out to Shepherdson Microsystems. Instead of porting Microsoft BASIC, Shepherdson wrote their own interpreter, named Atari BASIC. Atari ran into some issues with the FCC. The FCC mandated that consumer devices keep signal leakage in the television frequency range very low. Other computers were able to get around this, either by avoiding using television sets as monitors, or by outsourcing the components in question to other companies. Atari was unable to get around this issue though, due to Sears, their partners, requirements for the computer to be ready to use off the shelf. So, Atari used cast aluminum shields with a lot of components screwed onto the internal framework. While this solved the FCC issue and created a sturdy computer, this design also increased the cost of their new computer. Atari announced their new computers at the Winter CES in January 1979, now named the Atari 400 for the lower end model, and Atari 800 for the higher end model. This referred to the amount of RAM in the original models, with the Atari 400 having 4 kilobytes of RAM and the Atari 800 having 8 kilobytes of RAM. However, by the time of release, the price of memory dropped, so both were shipped with 8 kilobytes of RAM when sold, with room available in the Atari 400 for 16 kilobytes and room available in the Atari 800 for 48 kilobytes. The computer shipped in November 1979. The Atari 400 had a membrane keyboard and a single internal ROM cartridge slot. It sold for $550, roughly $1,950 in 2020. The Atari 800 had a full keyboard and expandable RAM. It sold for $1,000, roughly $3,550 in 2020. Both computers had 4 joystick ports where joysticks or paddle controllers could be connected. The Atari 400 proved to be more popular than the Atari 800, outselling the Atari 800 2-1. The reviews for the computers were good. Most reviewers were very impressed with the graphics capabilities of the machines, with the main drawback being the lack of software and hardware available compared to other computers of the time. Despite selling 50,000 computers by 1981, Atari reportedly lost $10 million on the computers, over $28 million in 2020. Even with poor profits, the Atari 400 and 800 computers proved to be important to video game history. This is largely due to its graphics capabilities and, of course, because it is from Atari. That is going to do it for the story of the Atari 400 and 800 for now. My name is BALLERSCUBA. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video where we will be playing a space combat simulator for these computers.